Wow, what an absolute storming riff that is. From Bon Jovi's 1986 album Slippery When Wet. That song is called Living on a Prayer. Pretty sure most of you guys and girls will have heard that at least once or twice in your life. It was a massive song through the 80s and 90s, and it still is to this very day. I think it's one of those songs that's just going to go on and on and on. And quite rightly so too. It's a brilliant song. The guitar riff is very distinctive in it. Obviously, it starts with that slow build up and the bass kicks in, but then when the whole band sort of really kick in, the guitar included, the guitar comes in playing that same riff, but it plays with a thing called a talk box, and that's what gives it its real distinctive sound. And I happen to have a talk box here, which I've used, sort of actively gigging, good fun to play with. Essentially, what this is, a speaker driver inside here. So you plug your guitar into your amplifier, and then your amplifier comes out into here. So instead of going into your normal speaker cabinet, it will go into here. You then go out here into your speaker enclosure. And then when this is off, the signal goes straight through, if you like. It's bypassed. When you push that button down and it clicks in, the sound comes through here instead of coming out your speaker enclosure. So it comes into this speaker. You plug a tube into here, a big plastic tube, and then you run the other end of the tube into your mouth. So essentially what that does, all the sound comes into the speaker, into the talk box, and then it goes through that little tube, and then out, it comes out into your mouth. You then have your mouth near the microphone for your front of house sort of sound, and then you form different shapes. You hold the tube gently between your teeth, and then you form different shapes with your mouth, essentially vowel sounds, and that will give you that real distinctive sound while you're playing along with your guitar. I will do a much more in-depth lesson about how to set the talk box up, how to play it, the pros and cons of it, the do's and the don'ts, a few tips and tricks, and obviously focus on how to get that real nice sort of classic Bon Jovi Living on a Prayer sound. But for this lesson, I just wanted to strip all of that away and really focus on the riff, really, for beginners especially, because it's a great little riff that you can play, really impress your friends with. And even if you've not been playing very long, it's a really good one to learn. It starts to get your fingers moving a little bit more as well. So it's a really good one just to learn and sort of start jamming along with. Okay, so let's dive into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our guitar, and we are then going to play this open E string here at the top. Just play that once. We're going to put our finger on the third finger on the 7th fret on the A string and play that once. Then move your third finger up the string and play that on the E string at the 7th fret. And then we're going to take our first finger and play that at the 5th fret on the A string. So that gives us our first 4 notes, if you like, half of the riff. So it's the open E, 7 on the A, 7 on the E, and then 5 on the A. And there you can hear half that riff, you can hear it already coming together. So just practice that. Take a break between the riff. Break. Once you're comfortable with that, go on to the second part of the riff. We're going to play this E string here twice, open. Then we're just going to do 7 on the E, which is that one. Then we're going to do 5 on the A, which is that one. So then that second part of the riff is open, open, 7 on the E, 5 on the A. And again, take a break. Take a break. And then try and put it all together. So you do the first 4 notes, followed by the second 4 notes. And obviously try not to have the break between the 2 riffs, so just put them together. It's important when you learn any riff that you do it nice and slow to begin with, because that will teach your hands. There's a thing called muscle memory, and if you do it slow, and you just keep practicing it nice and slow, nice and slow. You'll find that your muscles start to remember where they need to be, and you'll get it a lot quicker than if you're trying to rush through it and play it quickly. So just again, nice and slow. And just take your time with it. A little bit of practice each day on it, you'll soon get it. The next part of the riff, which kicks along, it goes on to a couple of chords that you saw me play on the intro part. So you've got a C chord and then a D chord. And then what I generally do, what a lot of people will do, is they play the power chord, a C5 chord. If you're not familiar with that, I will be doing a lesson on power chords shortly. But essentially, it's the 3rd fret on the A string, and then you can either use your little pinky or you can use your 3rd finger, whichever you feel more comfortable with, at the 5th fret on the D string. And you just play those 2 strings, the A string and the D string. And that gives you a power chord. And in the 3rd position there, on those strings, it gives you a C power chord, also known as a C5. Reason it's known as a C5 is because you've got the C note, which is the root note, and then you've got the G note, which is the 5th note. So you're playing the root and the 5th of the chord, which is a C5. Now, the nice thing with power chords, the next one is a D5, which is here. So you just shift it up 2 frets. Just slide everything up 2 frets, and that will give you a D5. Play them 2 strings again, nice and easy. You can, if you want, if you're familiar with the full bar chords of a C and a D, you can play those instead, if you'd rather. But generally live, when I play, I like to play the power chord. Just to me, it gives it a bit more power, as it were, you know. So essentially the riff goes... So have a listen to the song, you'll hear what I mean about where those chords come in through the verse and on the intro as well. So yeah, just have a listen, have a play along. But again, it's a great little riff to show your friends once you've mastered that. Very popular song, a lot of people will know it, so they will instantly recognise what you're playing. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. There's going to be a lot more coming on my channel, so please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss out on any lessons that are coming up. Feel free to drop me a comment. Let me know if it's helped you. Let me know if you like that song, if you like Bon Jovi. If there's anything you want to learn, any riffs, any songs in particular, yeah, just drop me a comment. Nice one. Thanks, guys. Cheers.